In this digital era, social media has become a cornerstone of our daily lives. It's our morning newspaper, our coffee break chit-chat, our late-night entertainment. We're living in an age where our world is not just at our fingertips, but also on our screens. And with this convenience comes a sea of influences, shaping our perceptions, moods, and overall mental health. Social media, like any tool, can be a force for good or ill. It can connect us with loved ones, inspire us with stories from around the world, and even help us advocate for causes dear to our hearts. Yet on the flip side, it can also be a source of anxiety, envy, isolation, and addiction. Understanding the impact of social media on our mental well-being is not just relevant, it's essential. As we delve into this topic, remember to consider your own relationship with social media. Social media, when used wisely, can be a powerful tool for connection and support. Today, we live in a global village where we can connect with anyone, anywhere, at any time, thanks to the power of social media. It's like a bustling marketplace, filled with conversations, laughter, shared stories, and experiences. Imagine being able to keep in touch with friends and family across continents, getting updates about their lives in real time. It's like you're right there with them, experiencing their joys, their triumphs, their challenges. This sense of connection has been particularly crucial in times of isolation, such as during the pandemic, when physical distancing measures were in place. Moreover, social media is not just a platform for personal connections. It also provides access to a variety of support communities. Whether you're struggling with mental health issues, seeking advice on parenting, or simply looking for a group who shares your love for gardening, you'll find a community on social media. These platforms can provide a safe haven, a place to share, learn, and grow together, fostering a sense of belonging and camaraderie. But there's more. Social media has also become a powerful platform for raising awareness and advocating for mental health issues. From influencers sharing their personal struggles to campaigns promoting mental health resources and support, social media is playing a crucial role in destigmatizing mental health and encouraging conversations around it. In the hands of advocates, influencers, and everyday users alike, social media can be a megaphone, amplifying messages of hope, resilience, and positivity. It can be a lifeline, reaching out to those who feel alone in their struggles, reassuring them that help is available, that they are not alone. Indeed, social media can be a beacon of positivity and connection when used mindfully. Like any tool, its impact depends on how we use it. It's up to us to harness the positive aspects of social media, to use it as a force for good, for connection, for support, and for advocacy. However, social media also has a darker side that can negatively impact our mental health. The online world, while opening up avenues for connection and communication, can also become a breeding ground for negativity. One such negative aspect is cyberbullying. This form of bullying, done behind the shield of screens and anonymity, can lead to severe emotional distress. Victims often feel helpless, anxious, and depressed. The effects can be long-lasting, and in severe cases can lead to tragic outcomes. Another downside is the social comparison. Scrolling through picture-perfect posts of people leading seemingly flawless lives can cause feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. We begin to compare our behind-the-scenes with everyone else's highlight reel, forgetting that social media often isn't a reflection of real life. Then there's the fear of missing out, or FOMO. This phenomenon is a form of anxiety that arises when we feel we're being left out of exciting or interesting events. It's that nagging feeling you get when you see your friends posting about a party you weren't invited to, or a vacation you couldn't afford. FOMO can make us feel isolated and unsatisfied with our own lives. And let's not forget about addiction. The constant bombardment of updates, notifications, likes, and comments can be addictive. We find ourselves constantly checking our phones, even when there's no new notification. This excessive screen time can lead to stress, sleep problems, and even withdrawal symptoms when we try to cut back. These negative aspects can lead to stress, anxiety, and depression. They can make us feel isolated in a world that's supposedly more connected than ever. They can skew our perception of reality, making us feel inadequate and left out. These challenges underscore the need for a balanced approach to social media consumption. It's important to remember that social media is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or bad. It's up to us to use it wisely, in a way that benefits our mental health rather than harming it. Research and studies have shed light on the complex relationship between social media and mental health. Let's delve into some of these findings. A study by the Royal Society for Public Health in the United Kingdom surveyed nearly 1,500 young people aged 14 to 24 on their social media use. The results were quite revealing. Platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and Twitter all harm young people's mental health, contributing to anxiety, depression, loneliness, poor body image, and sleep quality. Instagram, in particular, had some of the most profound negative impacts, especially around body image. But it's not all doom and gloom. The same study also found that social media can have positive effects, such as providing a sense of community and support for those who may feel isolated in their offline lives. It's a double-edged sword. On the other side of the pond, a study published by the American Journal of Epidemiology found that high levels of Facebook use were associated with negative well-being. The more people used Facebook, the worse they felt, and the more their life satisfaction levels declined over time. Another significant study, this one from the University of Pittsburgh, found that the more time young adults spent on social media, the more likely they were to experience sleep disturbance. It seems that the blue light emitted by our devices, coupled with the emotional engagement of social media, can disrupt our sleep patterns. It's worth noting that these studies don't prove that social media use causes these issues. They simply show a correlation. And like all research, these studies have their limitations. But they do highlight a concerning trend and remind us of the importance of setting boundaries with our digital devices. These findings remind us that our online habits can have real-world implications on our mental well-being. So the next time you reach for your phone, remember, how you use social media matters. It's not just about the time you spend online, but also the nature of your engagement and the impact it has on your mental health. Armed with this knowledge, how can we navigate the digital world in a healthier way? Let's delve into some practical tips for maintaining a healthy relationship with social media. Firstly, setting time limits is crucial. It's easy to lose track of time when scrolling through endless feeds. But by setting a specific amount of time each day for social media use, we can keep our digital consumption in check. There are even handy apps that can help manage screen time, giving us gentle reminders when it's time to log off. Next, be mindful of the content you consume. Just like we strive for a balanced diet in our meals, we should aim for a balanced diet of content as well. Follow accounts that inspire and uplift you, and don't hesitate to unfollow or mute those that don't serve your mental well-being. Remember, you have the power to curate your own online experience. Another crucial tip is to take regular breaks from social media. It's okay to step away from the screen and reconnect with the world around you. You might be surprised at the wonders a digital detox can do for your mental health. Also, cultivate a positive online environment. Engage with posts that spread positivity, contribute to meaningful discussions, and use your online presence to uplift others. Social media can be an empowering tool when used constructively. Lastly, remember that it's okay to seek help if you're feeling overwhelmed by social media. Reach out to a trusted friend, family member, or professional. You're not alone, and there are resources available to help navigate these digital challenges. By implementing these strategies, we can foster a healthier relationship with our digital spaces. Hearing from those who have experienced the impacts of social media on their mental health can provide valuable insights. Let's take a moment to listen to these voices from the ground. First, meet Jane. Jane found solace in an online support group when she was battling depression. She shares, "I felt isolated in my struggle, but social media opened up a world of people who understood my experience. It gave me a sense of belonging and helped me feel less alone." On the other hand, we have David, who struggled with social media addiction. "I was spending upwards of 5 hours a day on social media platforms. It started affecting my sleep, my work, and my relationships. It was a wake-up call when I realized that I was more connected to my phone than the people around me." Then there's Lily, who found herself constantly comparing her life to those of her peers online. Scrolling through Instagram, it seemed like everyone was living a perfect life. It made me feel inadequate and unhappy with my own life. In contrast, we also have Sam, who use social media as a platform for advocacy. Social media gave me a voice. I started a mental health awareness campaign online, and it was empowering to see how many people we were able to reach and help. Lastly, we have Grace, who faced cyberbullying. I was targeted by a group on a social media platform. The constant negative comments were overwhelming and took a toll on my mental health. Each of these stories highlights the complex relationship we have with social media. They remind us that while social media can act as a tool for connection and advocacy, it can also be a source of stress, addiction, and even harassment. It's important to remember that how we engage with social media can shape our mental health. Whether it's taking regular breaks, setting time limits, or being mindful of the content we consume, it's crucial to maintain a healthy relationship with these digital platforms. These stories remind us that our experiences with social media are deeply personal and varied. Experts in the field of mental health can provide a balanced perspective on the impact of social media. Let's delve into their insights. Mental health professionals often emphasize that social media is a tool, one that can be used for good or ill. They remind us that while it can facilitate connection, it can also breed isolation if used excessively or inappropriately. Psychologists highlight the importance of mindful engagement with social media, encouraging us to be selective about what we consume and how much time we spend online. They warn us about the potential dangers of cyberbullying and the negative impacts of constant comparison. Yet they also acknowledge the positive role social media can play in raising awareness about mental health and fostering supportive online communities. These expert opinions can guide us in understanding the nuanced relationship between social media and mental health. As we conclude, it's clear that social media has both positive and negative effects on our mental health. It's a double-edged sword. On one hand, it can be a powerful tool for connection, providing access to support communities and enabling advocacy for mental health issues. On the other hand, it can also be a source of distress. Cyberbullying, social comparison, fear of missing out, and excessive screen time are just a few of the pitfalls that can negatively impact our mental well-being. Research and studies further underline this complex relationship between social media usage and mental health. We've heard real-life stories, both inspiring and cautionary, and expert opinions that offer a balanced perspective. In navigating this digital world, it's crucial to maintain a healthy relationship with social media. Remember, it's about setting boundaries, being mindful of content consumption, and cultivating a positive online environment. Remember to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. Together, we can navigate the digital world in a healthier way.